Hello, Vineyard North. This is Pastor Jeff. I'm continuing some testimonies and interviews with people who have been through our Kairos Foundations training time. And we're sending out a lot of videos, and we're inviting the whole church into an 8-week time of receiving kind of this training and experiencing it. And I have Ashley Bedford, who is with us today. Thanks for being here, Ashley.
No problem.
Well, I want to ask you a couple questions that I've been asking other people. And the first one is as you've gone through this training, how has your view of God or your experience of God kind of changed or shifted?
Yeah, I think a lot of times in the church we say that your life is meant to be kind of always spiritual, and that it's being a Christian is not about just being at church on Sunday. So I think we all know that cognitively, but how that oftentimes plays out from day to day is not always with being aware and present to what God is doing in our lives. And I think this program has made me realize that that saying that God is always present and at work. So even in times when I don't feel his presence, or when I see myself reacting in a way that I don't think is Christian-like, all of those different moments that don't particularly feel emotionally spiritual are actually opportunities to better understand God's heart and better understand my own wants and desires, and how that aligns or doesn't with what God wants for me.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really powerful. How do we move out of just Sunday to every day? Well, how has your kind of understanding of what it means to be a follower of Jesus, or what is called a disciple or discipleship, how has that kind of changed or kind of refocused?
Yeah, I think a lot of times in my Christian walk, I've made the mistake of thinking that changing sin patterns in my life is just a matter of willing it, deciding, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So moving from I know I shouldn't think this way to just not thinking this way. And in reality, it's a lot harder than that, that if we don't really address our desires that are at the root of the way we think and the way we act, then we can't make a change toward Christ-likeness. So I think this program has helped me to see that becoming a disciple of Christ, becoming more Christ-like, is a matter of really working out what my wants and desires are that are beneath the surface, and letting other people into that really vulnerable place of, okay, this is what I really want right now, and surrendering that to the Lord with other people. It's kind of a different take on accountability, I guess, is one way to look at it.
Okay, sure. So sharing life with people, accountability, not just trying to try hard not to sin, but actually getting at those desires, the things kind of under the surface, the iceberg you can't see, and those types of things. Well, so last question is, because you have been through this training, you're helping Sid organize it and everything, and thank you so much. But what are your hopes for our church as more people kind of would move through this? What would your hopes or dreams be for us as a community?
Yeah, I think vulnerability is the word that comes to mind. Just this idea that as a church body, we wouldn't be I don't know, there wouldn't be this distance as we see each other in service, and we think, oh, that person is so holy, or that person is what I long to be like as a Christian, but that we would see each other as all on this road toward Christ-likeness, and be willing to share our struggles and our longings and our weaknesses in a way that is productive toward everyone knowing God's heart more deeply and more fully.
Yeah. I know Barry and Aaron, who we had on earlier this week, they said similar things experiencing God's presence was so great, but also just the community and the vulnerability and the people that you shared with the call. So again, for everybody, signups have been kind of shot out through email. We are, and there's only a certain amount of spots because we have like groups and we have facilitators, and we're really kind of leading people through this process. So don't miss out. Ashley, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time from your busy day, working and new mom and all that stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Good talking to you.